You know, I wonder if anyone cares in the world about what I've gone through. Like, not that there's nobody that cares, but that anywhere fair cares to, like, put it together that I don't have any morsel of my life. Like, you can't fraction up my life worse and consider it that I've lived my life. And so, me personally, it's facts that I would be hoping for the best for these people who would do me such harm. So, I'm just gonna read from this hodgepodge. I want to create a session about the hodgepodge of my life for a Heartworks mission. Because the fact of the matter is I might die this way. I might not make it through. The fact of the matter is that I think it's really sad. I think there's a formulated plan out here to take over all forms of charity, put money into offshore bank accounts, and not give anything back to the American people who are being targeted because they know our soul and spirit talk, and they know what they're up against isn't actually humanity. They are demons living inside of their flesh that they want to represent the evil that sits inside instead of doing any kind of heart work, going through the shadow work, going through the light work, going through the soil work of the hearts of men, going through their souls work, doing any kind of prayer work at all. They might say prayers, but I don't know what they mean to do with their actual hearts. And the heart's language, from what I understand, is what the Lord reads. It doesn't read English or Japanese or language that we speak. It reads the language, or the Lord reads the language of our hearts. So, I hope you're standing your ground now because I'm battling the sound. Still trying to get up off the ground somehow from the city of a heartbreak to the heartache will come abound. Heartwork warriors, no proxy war of fakes trying to take us down now. And if I fade before the dawn, let them know that there's foul play to be found. I'll keep fighting in whatever spirit resounds for the truth that I gave my whole life song, for the love life that I should have been able to live all along. Yeah, I sometimes just want to get the fuck out of Dodge. My life's been so done up in a hodgepodge of family abuse and trauma bonds, but I still got a heart and I still sing for the cause. Not some fake made charity they applaud. I still got faith, even if I'm flawed. Ain't a system in place that can end why we race to the top still, plant our flags and storm the beat. Because I was born to expose these fakes and frauds. The heart works, speaks, a mission in its claws. So from the ashes to the lead in me, they or from the ashes they led me in to stab me in the back. I'll be here to win. When the truth comes alive in this hodgepodge of life, so you can see the slow crawl mix. Yeah, fighting for this is what it truly is. A crawl in my soul, moving down to the slow roll. I'm in a mind that's been poisoned up blind, that I couldn't have ever known what I was missing all along. I just wanted to get the fuck out of Dodge. My life's been one big hodgepodge, all of covert abuse and poisonings to growing in the soil work I was left to toil in. I reached for purpose from my heart's purse, being torn, lost in a world where my love's gone numb. Love was being masked in a deep disguise, an enterprise for profit. I was torn on the inside, never for the whole of my soul to come, just me lost in a slow roll, coming undone. I was paying the high cost of all that they'd controlled. I'd have tried to go on my own and tried to go to my brothers for God's sake. But they are what was found playing that two-faced fake. And everywhere that I looked for care, it was left vacant in their eyes. Not even a care in the world for me, just to indemnify the crimes that they had placed on top of my life, to level me out of my mind, right out of my autonomy. I was dead inside, screaming, and I couldn't fucking see straight. They left me living in a proof of that poisoned up state of what's mine. I've been in a hodgepodge of my life in a blur, left me crawling in the dark to leave me standing there. Calling upon God, please help me to see again. All I had ever wanted was a family, of a real love, not some insanity. Reveling just to breathe again alone in a body, feeling so lost up on me. But they led me into the slaughter to stab me in the back blind. So now I'm left fighting to just get me back, what's mine. The me that I couldn't ever find, the me that I've always wanted to be. I was being manipulated by the mission that they had envisioned for me, blindsided when I thought we were building a light to move in scope of repetition clutched tight, and even in the middle of the night, where instead they had me lost up, fighting for my life. I was trying to grow, to try and understand what I couldn't have known from their oversight of my entire life's plight being hacked. They held me down so low, down to the ground, as I was just trying to make it through that night alive, and those many nights that came. This was the crime against me from such a young age. I couldn't sleep for hours staring up at the ceiling, unable to breathe. Yeah, down through every single cell of my own body, suffocated, wondering if I was gonna even make it out alive. I asked the Lord, don't deny me life, please. I needed to know the truth. I was being cut up so deep inside all over my whole body, and I was so young. I was just begging to find me, unable to scream out, unable to barely breathe at all. Then the covert abuse kept coming, creating an entire mess of my heart and mind. And I was gone, dead and blind, unable to find if I was missing anything at all. Just kept on running down this lonely road, alone, lost. I felt torn. I just wanted to take out what was real inside of me. For heaven's sake, I couldn't articulate it all. Or I couldn't articulate it at all. But it was them that left me numbed up and out, awake in the throttle of my whole heart's misplaced. I was raked out of myself from my brothers to go ghost, left me cursed up so badly when their love turned fake, as they should know the most, as if they had never wanted me to be alive in the first place. When the truth in me went, my core was erased, as my soul was displaced from the arson of abuse that burned deep inside of my chest. How could I even say the words that I didn't have the vocabulary for, to articulate the measure of pain that I was in? To test me, my body, being deadened within, then blame me for the slow crawl that I was being left within. The hodgepodge of an arson and poison they got within me, where every single day felt like a war I couldn't win. Fighting for my own breath and my ability to see and breathe, silently screaming internally, what the fuck was happening to me? From within my own skin, my body, my mind, I wanted to rise up, but I was being held so down, low, low down inside, locked out of my own mind. This event buried my hopes and dreams underneath the ground. It hurt just to crawl, let alone to stand up to walk, if I could walk at all. Still couldn't breathe, so I fell, as somewhere in the fog of smoke, I still believe in Jesus, and he was right there, standing within my own body, more and more now. From ages of 2, 3, and 4, I was lost, bleeding from within, in ways that I couldn't see to explain a fucking thing. So even as I was lost, I still got up alive, thanking God that I had survived 5. It's been a hodgepodge of my mind, my soul, my body. Oh God, you still had me crawling to find that light, marred over to rebuild. Was there anything left of me to find? All I ever wanted was a family and real love, not in a real live war and all of this insanity. But they stabbed me in the back and led me there blindly. Now I'm fighting again at age 44 just to get me back, as if I ever had even a semblance of myself to even see. So from that slow crawl down so low to the ground in the dark of my mind, it was now time for that old school fire in the moderns of times. So from 82 to 2025, I'm still alive. Might be a hodgepodge of everything that I could be, but I'm still fighting to bring it back to thee. Reaching that breakthrough, redesigned brick by brick to rebuild what's been taken and all that they did to steal my mind like crooks, straight out of that satanic rituals cookbook. My soul still belongs to me, and the original light's design was made by the Holy Lord. So I still belong to Jesus Christ and my originality of spirit, mind, and body. I belong to the King of all kings, and I am nobody else's property to be forsaken in these worst of ways. So I'll take back that truth I felt inside of me to give to the Lord through all that grave. The grave that they made inside of me lives more than just a name. And my name and identity, it belongs to me, not Jesse or Johnny Lee or any of these other coward snakes. They're all playing fakes in their whole cowardice design. When the truth's coming into alignment now in our time, yeah, I know I'm spiritually awake. And we're waking up these days. And that's what I wanted to say. Because I don't think that people are spiritually awake. I believe people go to church. I believe they play the part. I believe there's churchy people that play these churchy ways. But are you digging in every day? Praying through every single day? Ceaseless prayers inside of your mind, whether you're driving, shopping, romanticizing about what life should be like, about what life could be like. Because as for me, I haven't gotten even the slightest portion of me. And I feel that that's exactly what the Lord is going to tell everyone. And I'm sure that there's a whole lot of people out here in a whole lot of pain and hurt. But I wholeheartedly believe that I'm dealing with one of the worst crimes of its type over all of humanity, across all length of time. And if somebody was dealing with something similar, like Stockholm, I think it's just sad that we allow this hurt and pain and anguish and sadness that's within the world to even have a platform or a stage to continue to go on this way. And I have a whole lot more written before that, but I'm not going to read that. I just wanted to read that to you guys. And I really do hope that you're breathing all right. I just wish that someone real out here with actual real help to offer could offer me some semblance of support in what I have going on out here. Because if you knew what my internal body had felt like, yeah, yeah, you'd want to be here for me. Because if I had something to offer somebody, I would want to give it to people like me. And that's my truth. So thanks for being here. I'm really tired. I met someone last night and I talked to her. And she says, "Why do people do that?" When I said that they were like making pages and clipping up my work and making me saying the exact opposite of everything I'm saying. It's just like, well, they have their reasons to, hide up their crimes and their heavy crimes. That's just all there is to it. And I said, if you ask me, they're cowards because they can't just use their own face and image. They gotta clip up mine and like make pages that are like to try and take people away from like you finding my page and subscribing to my page. You know, they want to take people's minds off of the idea that I deserve a semblance of hope after all of my life of this freaking crime that's been happening inside of my life. So you can see that it's a heavy, heavy, very heavy crime. It's pretty much like being raped your whole freaking life without even being able to see it because of the arson of abuse. I'm going to say arson now because I believe it's arsenic poisoning. But either way, I know what I was dealing with was an arson. And one other thing. It's just that's the fact is like I haven't been able to articulate or use my vocabulary in this type of way ever in my life, and I'm kind of more of like the shy type of person in the first place. Not like I'm not willing to do these things. I wanted them to be wholeheartedly different, but at the point I'm at with like me almost losing my life and shit, do you think that I should really give a fuck? But it's just the fact that I'm surprised that no one else can see it within all of my work combined. That I'm not like just coming out here to say a story, but I'm actually out here telling a story, able to finally articulate and have the vocabulary to say it while not being suffocating in my mind. And that is what I don't understand, why somebody can't see what I'm actually doing out here and why. Like, that's the reason why. I literally don't care. Because if I'm gonna die and I'm not gonna see the dawn of another day, then I never got to live at all. And if there's 1.5 million charities out here, plus 1.5 plus million charities out here, and there's so many foundations that have just ungodly money. If you look into like the richest ones, whatever, man, they wouldn't even miss a beat by helping me out at all. At all. And I can't even get a dollar. A dollar. Not from person, not from a charity, not from a church, not from anything out here. But my mom, she's hurting. She's also targeted, and she finds what little she can give. Even if it's $25 or $50 to help me out with what I've gone through. And the fact of the matter is that I don't think I can get any of these charities to operate in that kind of fashion for me, because I honestly think that they're afraid of me. They're afraid of me coming out with Heart Work Charity and doing a millionfold what they can do. Period. And they have to control them by the occultist shit show design that I've discovered through Freemasonry. Oh, we gotta go into a Freemasonry lodge and place a King James Version Bible over our chest to be chained down to the ground while they take knives to our throats and make sure that we're not gonna be able to. We're not gonna speak, right? I swear I'm not gonna speak. Go fuck yourselves. Anyway, that's what I think about the whole occultist's design. Is just it can seriously go take its Roman Catholicist rapey ass shit like my father Tom Merton and go fuck itself.